Let's talk about corsets. So the thing about corsets is patterning out the corsets isn't actually that difficult. You're going to understand by the end of this video. Sewing them is the difficult part. So we're going to start with a rectangle because what a corset is essentially a tube, aka a rectangle sewed into a circle, that goes around your body. Now we kind of just have to shrink wrap that tube to the size of your body. So the first thing we're going to do, divide it in half so that you have a front and a back, and then in half again so that you have a left and a right side of your body. Now the back is pretty simple because most people's backs, there's not that much interesting stuff going on. So the thing about your back and corsets in general is you just got to make it smaller wherever your body is smaller, aka your waist, and bigger wherever your body is bigger, for example, around your chest and at your hips. So you basically take it in a little bit at the waist, like that, and then you make it a little bit bigger maybe at the hips. Now, usually to get a little bit more of a shaping situation going on, instead of your one side of your back, like the left side of your back being just one panel, it will be divided into two panels at minimum. Oftentimes you can do more. You can have as many panels as you want. And the center back, a lot of the times there's lacing there, which means it needs to be a straight line. And then there's something like a princess seam right here. So it's going in at the waist, out at the hips. Same thing on the sides, in at the waist, out at the hips, in at the waist, out at the hips. Now the front is where things really get complicated. So let's say this right here is the waist and this right here is your bust. Now the side's pretty simple. Again, it comes into the waist, out at the hip, and usually the top of the corset dips down so that it can go underneath your armpit. But the thing is, you don't just have your bust, you have your over bust. So on top of the bust, it also has to be smaller, and this is where it usually gets divided again into two panels at the front. And this panel up at the front has to get smaller up at the over bust, biggest at the bust, smaller at the waist, and bigger at the hips. And the other side, the second side, will do something similar. It'll be bigger at the bust, smaller at the waist, bigger again at the hips. And then it becomes like this. Sorry, I realized I was drawing this backwards. This is the middle of the front, and this is the side. But basically that is how all corsets work. Make it bigger where it needs to be, make it smaller around the waist, make it bigger on the hips again. But instead of having two panels, you can also have three panels. So a corset that looks like this, with three panels, would have pieces that look like this. And the curvier you are, the more extreme these curves going in and out are, and the more panels you may need to get the shaping that you need. But it's actually just a tube. Now, if you like this video, I would very much appreciate it if you would send me a tip over PayPal or buy me a coffee or check out my shop. And if you are in the Ottawa area, I do offer custom corset commissions. Just be forewarned that they will probably be in the 300 plus range.